Pitt Town Nature Reserve is about a 1 hour drive from the Sydney CBD. It's a very popular spot in the Hawkesbury region to look for birds, with over 230 species having been identified here. Most of the reserve is taken up by this large lagoon, which attracts a lot of native and migratory wetland birds. Let's walk down to the lagoon and see what birds we can find on the way to the water's edge. Keep a close eye on the grass as you're walking down to the lagoon, and you might spot some red-rumped parrots. Females are a dull olive brown on the head with an olive green on their back. Males are identified with their bright green and blue heads and a bright red rump. These are ground-feeding parrots that are common in farmlands and the surrounding woodlands in southeastern Australia. Make sure you listen for the birds in the tall grass. There are at least a couple of species here worth trying to get photos of. Let's hear the difference in calls between the two common grassland species found here. First, the golden-headed cisticola. And this is the Australian reed warbler. Now let's head to the bird hide, which has some great information on the local wildlife and gives a good outlook to the lake, where you can start spotting some water birds. Unfortunately, the lake seems infested with carp. They are a large freshwater fish that were introduced over 100 years ago and are now considered a major pest in Australia. These fish are way too big for our ducks to tackle, and here we can see 3 different species. The Pacific black duck can be found on nearly every wetland habitat throughout Australia. The grey teal is one of our most common ducks and can also be found in wetlands throughout the country. And up in the top right, we can see a couple of Australasian shovelers. These are very shy birds and will fly away as soon as they see you. Three of the birds in the swallow family that we found here include the fairy martin, which has a cinnamon rufous coloured head, and then we had the tree martin, which had a more of a chestnut coloured head, and then we've got the welcome swallow with its delightful forked tail. On one of the days I came here, I had my best ever look at a Caspian tern. This is the world's largest tern and can be found on every continent except Antarctica. They measure up to 60 centimetres long. Adult birds have black legs and a long, thick orange-red bill with a small black tip. Like most terns, they feed mainly on fish, but they'll also occasionally eat large insects, rodents, and the young and eggs of other birds. Prior to coming here, I had filmed 3 of Australia's 5 resident crakes. In my Australian Botanic Gardens video, you'll see the Australian crake. In my Northern Territory Corroboree Billabong video, you'll have a good look at a white-browed crake. And in my Richmond video, we had a really good look at a Baylands crake. But here at Pitt Town, I got a first really good look at a spotless crake, a really tricky bird to get some photos of. Spotless crakes are quite shy. They are freshwater wetland birds and are distributed through much of the South Pacific, including the Philippines, Australia and New Zealand. Like most crakes, they have a varied omnivorous diet consisting of seeds, fruits, leaves of aquatic plants, mollusks, spiders, worms, beetles and many other insects. I hope you've enjoyed this look at just a few of the birds that can be found at Pitt Town Nature Reserve. I recommend coming and have a look yourself. There's so many more birds to be discovered here. You never know, you might find something really rare. Thanks for watching.